Hi, I'm Troy, and welcome back to another On the Road video brought to you by ApplianceVideo.com. Stop. Before beginning any repair, always be sure to disconnect the power to the appliance. It is also recommended to test the outlet for proper voltage. So today we're working on a Whirlpool French door refrigerator, and what we're looking to do is fix the door, pantry door, falling off when it opens. It doesn't go on all the way, and something that we're gonna do today per Whirlpool is the end cap. It has, let me remove this cover. It has two pins, one at each side, that protrude out and go inside these holes on the cover. So what we're gonna do is remove the drawer and these two drawers right here, take one of the end caps off, and we're gonna install a few spacers between the end cap and the wall of the refrigerator so we can, in effect, extend this pin out a little bit further so that it stays in the cover. The tools you need to complete this repair is a 1/4-inch nut driver. So first thing we're gonna do, we've already got the cover off, is we're now going to go ahead and remove the two drawers. Once you got the two drawers removed, we're gonna remove the glass shelf. It's simply going to lift up and then come right out. Once we have that out of the way, we're now gonna go ahead and remove the drawer as well. Now with the drawer removed, we're going to remove the one end cap. There's going to be two screws, one here and one here. They're 1/4-inch screws, so we're gonna take those out. With the screws out, you can pull the end cap forward slightly and then release it. That's all the further we're gonna have to take it out. We're gonna go ahead and where it screws in, we're gonna install two spacers together on each screw to extend it out that 1/8 inch, give or take, and we're gonna see how it works from there. If we need to install another one, we'll go ahead and do so, but I found two works pretty good to make sure that it stays in place. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your screw and put it back in the hole. So what we're gonna do is put the screw back in place. We're gonna put the spacers on the end of the screw. We're gonna repeat that for the front screw. Once they're in place, this is gonna be the trickier part of the repair because we have to put it back in place, slide it back over this end clip, and put it back in place and still screw it together with the washers on the back. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna position it back over a little tab in here, over the clip, slide it back, and screw it in place. It may take a time or two to make sure that the spacers are still on there where they're supposed to be, but that's what we're gonna go ahead and do now. Once we got it back in place, we'll take the screw and we'll start to tighten them both back down. You don't want to tighten them all the way down yet because you want to make sure that the spacers stayed in position. So tighten them down just a little bit. The back one you can't really see, but the front one, if you stand up and look down through this hole right here, you'll be able to see if the spacers are still in place. Okay, so now I've got the spacers in place. The screws have both started. I can see my two spacers are still in position. So we're gonna go ahead and tighten both the screws back in position. And now that we have both screws back in position, just to double check and make sure we have enough extension outward, we're gonna take our cover just before we put it all back together, position it back on its pins, and set it in place. And you can probably now see there's a pin on one side and a pin on the other side. No matter how far I push it either way, the pin is still extending out further than the hole. So we're in good position there. So we're going to take the cover back off and we're going to reassemble the refrigerator. We're going to start by putting the drawer back in place, the bottom drawer. The bottom drawer is going to set on the metal glides. I'm going to set it back in here and then slide it back. Once you got it slid back, it should set into position on the roller. With that in place, we can now put the glass shelf back on. Your glass shelf probably came apart when you took it out, so we're going to start by sliding the glass back into position. Slides all the way back, sets in place. You're going to have your cover piece, which is your front cover. You'll notice that if you look at it from the end, you've got this wide gap right here, and then this little shelf right here. Your glass sets on this shelf right here. This part goes in this tab right here. So position it back, lift your glass up, set it in location, and set your shelf down. Now your shelf is back where it goes. We can now install the two drawers. Now we have the two drawers in place. We can put the cover back on. Once the cover's back on, now we can slide the drawer in and out, and you'll notice it does not come off anymore. It is secured in place. That completes your repair on the drawer cover.
Thank you for watching another quality repair video brought to you by ApplianceVideo.com.